Welcome back to the Daily Lift. Have you ever been asked to do something that didn't make sense at the time? Maybe you questioned, why this? Why now? Why in this way? Well, Naaman from 2 Kings 5 had those same questions when he encountered God's prophet Elisha. Naaman, a mighty commander in the Syrian army, was desperate for healing from his debilitating disease of leprosy. He traveled such a far distance with riches and resources in hand, expecting to meet a prophet who would call on God in some magnificent spectacle. Instead, Elisha didn't even come to the door. He sent a servant out with a simple command: "Go and wash in the Jordan 7 times, and your flesh shall be restored to you, and you shall be made clean." Naaman was furious. This prophet didn't even show his face to me? The Jordan? That muddy river? Couldn't I just wash in the rivers of Damascus? Aren't they so much more pure? And as he stormed away in anger, ready to abandon the very thing that he had come to seek, his servant spoke some reason to him. "My father, if the prophet had told you to do something great, wouldn't you have done it? How much more then when he says to you, 'Wash and be clean'?" Naaman's obedience, though reluctant at first, brought him the healing that he sought. When he finally dipped himself in the Jordan 7 times, the Bible says his skin was restored like that of a child. God's power was revealed not in the grand or the extraordinary, but in humble, faithful obedience. How often are we like Naaman? We want God's blessings, but we want them on our terms. We expect him to act in ways that make sense to us right here, right now. Yet God's ways are higher than our ways, and his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. Faithful obedience means trusting him even when we don't fully understand at the moment. James 4:8 reminds us, "Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you." When we obey him, when we serve him and seek to grow spiritually, we experience his presence in such profound ways. Obedience isn't about earning God's favor. It's about aligning our hearts and our actions with his will. Like Naaman, we might question the path that God places before us. Many times we're prepared to do something extraordinary, but then we scoff at the small opportunities to serve or obey. But obedience is often the doorway to transformation. It's in those moments of surrender, when we let go of our pride, our logic, and our plans, we see God's faithfulness shine. Let's be people who obey, even when it doesn't make sense to us right now. Let's serve when it's inconvenient. Let's grow when it's uncomfortable. God is faithful, and he will meet us there. He will heal our broken hearts. He will mend us. He will draw closer to us as we draw closer to him. And I'm not talking about a blind faith or a leap in the dark, but a confidence that God has proven himself with a perfect track record, and he is the same God today as he was yesterday. Take a moment to ask yourself, what steps of obedience is God calling me to take? Trust him. Take that step. Watch as he works in your life in ways you never imagined. And as always, go lift somebody up.